Stubborn, didn't have a thinking cap on, this sort of a thing, in the service.
Not only have you been fighting them, you've been seeing authority issues where they don't even exist. Today's program was not about authority and control. It was about being an anchor of stability in another person's life, providing a listening ear, being there for other people, being strong, and you saw that as being authoritative and in control.
I guess to some extent, yeah.
What do you mean to some extent? I didn't use the word authoritative or control.
Oh, okay.
I told someone that they were authoritative and controlling when I was being especially argumentative, but that was not what the program was about. That's what we call your agenda.
Yeah, okay, right on, because I've been having a lot of trouble with it lately. I really have.
Yeah, tell me about it.
With jobs, it's cost me a couple of jobs because I can't keep my mouth shut at sales meetings.
What do you say?
Pardon?
What do you say?
Pretty much they'll say, well, what's on your mind? What are you thinking? I'll tell them what I think. And, like sometimes people ask you questions, they don't want to hear the answer. They have the answer all figured out that they want to hear.
Well, what sort of answers do you give? Give me an example that got you into trouble.
Okay. Last week we had a sales meeting. I almost lost my job over it because they were saying...
what were you asked, the specific question? Put me right there.
Right there, okay. Right in the meeting was, you people. There's like a sales manager in the company owner, you people. And I got really ticked off when they're like, you talk to you people. That doesn't mean a we.
What were you asked? Tell me, come on.
They were just asking opinions about the office people and the office staff and things like that. And I jumped in and I said, I think they're, you make them sound like they're very efficient and dumping on us. And I think it's the other way around. And they sure didn't like to hear that,
How many people were there in the meeting?
6 plus 2.
So why did you elect yourself spokesman?
I have a problem with that.
So why don't you learn to shut up?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Why don't you just close your mouth and say nothing?
It's very difficult.
Why?
I don't know. It's like I fight something. I want it to be right, and
Yeah, but you're the one who's wrong.
Why?
Because look at the mess you're in. It all adds up to you being wrong over and over again, right?
Yeah, it's made problems, isn't it?
All right, wait a second. Focus.
Yeah.
If all of your comments have been right all these years, why are you in the miserable state you're in now with everyone thinking you're the biggest pain in the rear end that they ever saw? They must all be wrong, not right. Isn't that correct? It doesn't add up.
It makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. So instead of being right, why don't you be...
It's difficult to...
Well, it's something you never try. You're destroying yourself with your big mouth, and you're wrong. You're trying to control the situation. You want to explain yourself. You want to be correct. You want to be right, and you're wrong. If the effect in business is that you end up being pushed out by other people because you don't know how to deal with their response and anticipate their negativity, you're precipitating the crisis that's going to end up at age 52 out of a job, not so easy to replace it.
Yeah, you're right there, really.
So why don't you just shut your mouth? Why is that so tough? You won't say it.
I don't know why it's so tough. It feels like, I've always done this all my life, I guess. And it's just, part of me says I know it's wrong.
You know what it is?
What?
Your insecurity is showing.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah. You appear very insecure, very weak, and overreacting. You're afraid to be passive because you're afraid people would overlook you because you don't think you really have anything to say. And unless you made a big scream and yell and kick about it, no one would even notice you.
Oh.
You're revealing your inadequacy. You're revealing your sense of weakness when you open your mouth. Just the opposite of what you think. If you have to act strong, you're not strong. The greatest use of power is in its restraint. In your control, my goodness, your control just reveals that you're out of control. Practice silence and listen to what other people are saying. Instead of coming back in a retort, try to understand and use your understanding to give you the distance that's necessary to think about these things. But be silent.